Double J Jeff Jarrett. That's right. That's JEFF JARREDD. That's Double J Jeff Jarrett. And right now, tune in to Turnbuckle Tavern. Now choke on that, Slappies.
It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the RAWDOWN, the number one source for all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your host, the Young Answer, ASC. I am joined with my fellow co-hosts in crime, the MVP Marco, and go ahead.
Buff Daddy, because I'm buff and I'm the stuff, and the ladies can't get enough. Buff Bonewell is here. Buff Daddy.
I don't know if that's the worst one yet, but it's definitely up there. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, man,
Great.
We're great, man. I'm proud.
Doing good.
I mean, I'm ready to loop the deals. Looping the deals. Let's go.
I mean, high spirits, good energy going on. No negativity, right? I mean,
Well, we're about to get some negative energy, or maybe some magical energy, because, folks, we got to get right into it. Before we get to the WWE talk, because we have a lot tonight, don't you worry. We're going to run this out real quick because, as you all know, the Turnbuckle Tavern introduced a new segment on the flagship show, and that is Call the Tavern. You can, of course, call them at 304-404-2004. That's 304-404-2004, where you can literally just go on to the Turnbuckle Tavern's flagship show, say whatever you want about any show, anything going on at the tavern, speak your piece. And it just so happens that one of the members of our Tavern Faithful decided to talk about us here at the RAWDOWN, and we were expecting some good comments. You know,
It should be, because it's the
nice,
best damn podcast.
something great here.
yeah.
But unfortunately, we did not get that. I will play the clip in a moment, but before I do, I think it would be apropos, I think that's the word, to not sing along. Happy birthday
Stop
to
it.
you.
Stop it, guys.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday.
Stop.
to
You're embarrassing me.
you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
dear
Hey,
You guys are too much.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. Happy birthday,
you.
bud.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it. I had a great day. I went Stone Cold Steve Austin on my boss today, so hey, it was perfect.
Oh, jeez. Goddamn, pal.
Goddamn it, pal. Well, I hope that your birthday gift does not come in the form of this negativity we're about to put into our show, but we do have to play the clip. So, folks, please enjoy this clip.
I'm not going to leave my name, but this voicemail is specifically for the muggles of RAWDOWN. You guys clearly don't have any grasp of magic or practicing the occult. Like, you might as well be trying to talk about, like, champagne when you've only ever had Diet Coke. And to be honest, you probably can't even spell champagne, let alone talk about it. So it's kind of baffling that you guys think Judgment Day's attempt at acting out folklore that would be found in shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark is anything like House of Black's tangible practice of the dark arts. It just makes no sense.
Crickets. Got that, pal. So, who wants to start first? Anthony, you want to go first?
I'll start first as I take a nice sip of my Diet Coke here.
Do you know how to spell champagne?
No champagne, unfortunately.
No, do you know how to spell
No.
it? Do you know how to spell it?
CHA. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
Goddamn, pal.
all right. Let's get right into this. Now, the good folks here at the RAWDOWN have allowed me to speak first because obviously I'm the target here for some strange reason, even though I am one of the most consistent members of the Turnbuckle Tavern, only taking one day off. Although I am here being shit on, I am being critiqued because of my spot-on takes and insightful analysis of the world of professional wrestling. As you see behind me, if you're watching on the YouTube version of the RAWDOWN, you see the beautiful wings of the Judgment Day's very own Edge. Now, I must say that these, although are some amazing wings and although they have some beautiful graphics, it seems as though the blasphemous, despicable members of the tavern feel as though Judgment Day is not up to the level of the House of Black. We gotta give it up for the House of Black.
Break out your dead.
Well, I do want to call out some of the things that this unnamed member of the tavern has said, not only to me, but to all of us. I speak on behalf of all of us here. First of all, you called us moggles. Is that what he called us?
What is that? What is that?
What is a moggle? I don't know. Some of us thought he said muzzles.
I thought he said muzzle, but it's muggle.
Whatever we are. That doesn't affect us because we don't even know what that word is. Your words do not hurt us.
I can kind of explain. Wait. I can explain what that is. It's basically a person that does not know. Basically, they don't know what they're talking about a particular subject. So basically,
he's calling the kettle black. I must say.
Yeah.
Goddamn,
magic and the occult. We know nothing about it. Listen, pal. I don't know what is going on in that head of yours, whoever this is that's calling us, that you are so enthralled with magic and the occult. I think that speaks for itself. Please find help. Moving right along, you say that I never had champagne, right? I'm too stuck on Diet Coke. Well, look, not to get personal here, but the person that did call us, right? You did have, and I can speak on behalf of this because I am young Anthony at the end of the day. You did have a more higher pitched voice, which leads me to believe that you are possibly a younger member of the tavern.
They're a little shit.
Said, I must say that if you are a younger member of the tavern, that means that you cannot be drinking as well. So I hope that this Diet Coke is on behalf of both of us, and I hope that I will be sharing a Coke with you, my good sir. But moving right along, you're using words like baffling and all these huge words. If you're going to call into the tavern, you got to speak the tavern language. We're not using such extravagant words here. So please take it down a notch if you're going to speak my language. And finally, you're bringing up shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are you afraid of a Nickelodeon show? You don't see me coming here on the RAWDOWN to talk about SpongeBob and how we can equate that to, the water pollution effects in our nation right now. I mean, folks, this is just ridiculous. This man or woman or whoever they may be comes onto our tavern, talks horribly, awfully about the RAWDOWN, calls me out to the point where I have to go to Rite Aid on a Tuesday evening and buy a Diet Coke just to nail the punchline of this joke. Listen, I appreciate your call. Please call again. Listen, open invitation. You can come on the RAWDOWN any day you want.
Well, hold on now.
No. I'll let him on. I'll let him on.
Pump the brakes.
Listen, if you ever call again and you go anonymous, listen, we don't go by that, pal. I would love to know your name. I would love to know who you are, what you're associated with. Listen, I am the answer after all. And eventually that question will be answered by ASC. But that's all I have to say on that. I know I spoke a little bit too long here. Go right ahead, gentlemen. If you
go ahead, Marco. Go ahead.
I don't even know what to say. First of all, this person obviously doesn't know that I'm from Massachusetts, right? I've lived in Salem, Massachusetts, which is literally like the witchcraft capital of the world. Like that's where all that stuff was birthed. Like there's you can walk through a graveyard of burned witches.
Marco's a warlord.
You can see all that. Like I lived in that stuff. I think I'm pretty knowledgeable about it. I'm from there first and foremost. Second of all, Judgment Day, they're clearly better than House of Black. We've established this on the show countless amount of times. And if they were supernatural of some sort, Edge is more powerful than Malachi Black. How about that? If they were to practice their witchcraft,
I won't even hit the hot takes on that one because it's the truth. We only speak the truth here on the RAWDOWN.
And you know what? And I'm pretty, I'm pretty like knowledgeable on that stuff. I've watched Hocus Pocus. I've seen that movie before with the three witches, and that's based in Salem as well. I watched the third season of American Horror Story that has to do with the occult. So I pretty much learned all that stuff from there as well.
Sabrina the
What
Teenage
else? I
Witch.
watched Harry Potter. That's how I knew what Muggles was. And,
fuck
and
Harry
Harry Potter's
Potter.
a witch as well. They practice all that stuff.
More like
too.
Harry Twatter, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna start talking about sci-fi films, at least bring me like a Star Wars or something
Yeah.
that's actually
Yeah.
watchable, please.
Yeah, I mean,
None of it's watchable, but
the stuff with the occult,
Yeah.
and I mean, if anything, the House of Black is kayfabe doing it. They're not living that life. And Edge, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest are actually living that life. I mean, I think this person has it
There you go.
twisted all the way around. I mean, that's me personally. So, yeah. And next time, say your name, dude,
Yeah.
or woman or
whatever.
yeah.
You know what
just say
House
your
of
name.
Black? You know what life House of Black is not living? A champion's life.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Never.
They're not,
Never going
definitely
to.
not.
Go ahead,
No,
J-Bone.
let me get my piece on it. We're talking about cults and magic and worship and whatever. Okay, I grew up in the fucking 90s. Okay, in the 90s, if you didn't live in a cult, you weren't living in the fucking 90s. I've lived in Heaven's Gate. Okay, I wore my
true.
fucking Nikes. I fed you. I'll feed you fucking barbiturates right now, you little shit. Okay, let me get this straight. You want to talk about magic, what magic? And what the buckles? Let me tell you something, you son of a bitch. Come on the show, all right, and let's talk about it. Mono e bitcho, and that's you. You're the bitcho, pal. So let's bring it. Don't sing it. That's all I got to say.
I knew J-Bone was going to bring the fire. Real quick, I do want to say that Chad said that it sounded like a lady. We did bring up that it could possibly be a
yes.
man, lady, but I do think it's interesting that Chad is the one that's bringing this up.
Oh, also,
Oh.
goddamn, pal.
Oh.
Goddamn, pal.
Also, I will say that at least Bill Matthews of Montgomery, Alabama, was he actually spoke and used his name. This person wants to live in be anonymous. Well, I think you're just chicken shit, pal.
Ooh.
All right, that's it.
Bill Matthews of Montgomery, Alabama, ladies and gentlemen. Great guy. Hope he gets onto the tavern one day. Let's go through some of these comments before we get into the actual show. We have here Acefield, of course, Acefield. He's the one to explain what Muggles is. Personally, I don't care. You could have called me a Muggle, a Jedi, a Wardlock. It doesn't affect me at the end of the day. Circle of Debate is here. Welcome. He says, who got young Anthony going? Now, don't make him take out the Russo. I could bring out my Russo impression, but I don't think I'll do that, bro. No reason to bring out the Russo, bro. Well, let me just
God,
get my sound drop out here as Courtney.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You see, even when there's rants, we can always acknowledge me. Tyson says that he's going to be calling soon. Please do.
Oh, boy.
I will be waiting for your call because I
Tyson,
know
bring it, Tyson.
It'll
Tyson,
be
be
something
nice,
pointed
please.
at me. Austin wishes J-Bone a happy birthday,
Hey, thanks, Austin. What a guy.
and Chad can give the area code. Hey,
Let's see it. Let's see it. What's the area code?
don't just give him the area code. Give him the StreamYard link. We're breaking the fourth wall here. Get him on, or get her on. Get whoever on.
There you go.
Open bar here at the tavern. But with that being said, I think we have stated our piece. I think we have got across that we are not to be messed with here on the RAWDOWN, the number one source for all things WWE here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. With that being said, it is time to finally get into the show, and that is how we start every episode, and that is with news.
Outside the ropes.
Outside the ropes. So let us get into this news, and I wish I had the drop on me. But
Style and grace.
there you go. He came prepared.
The kingdom and the kingdom bow.
We only need that style and grace.
Girl,
We don't need
there,
the
hips,
whole
lips,
song.
hair.
So as the song says, the style and grace will no longer be with the WWE for an extended amount of time, as Stephanie McMahon has apparently taken a leave of absence. This comes right after Triple H, which I might as well add on, is back full time with the WWE, not in the ring. It's just, his operations outside of the ring, full time with the WWE. So now Stephanie is taking a leave of absence. And of course, the Twitter world is already speculating what the possible reason could be behind that. First of all, I would like to say, enjoy your vacation, Stephanie. Please come back soon, but don't come back to TV. Just stay.
Well, no, it
stay
ain't
far
going.
away from TV.
I enjoy Stephanie on there.
Stephanie's good, but when we get the 20-minute authority promos every week,
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah,
gets a little bit. So, do we have any conspiracies about this whole thing?
I do. I got one.
Do. Go ahead.
Boom.
Take the floor.
I think so. Hunter is back full force in the office, right, doing his duties. Whatever they may be these days, I don't really know. But my feeling is...
Do I have to hit the hot takes button on this?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, just go ahead and do it. Hit it.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
My feeling is that there may be some bad taste in the mouth from the Levesque family about the whole NXT deal, and that she just doesn't feel like she needs a little break from WWE from after how everything went down. Triple H was sick in bed. Had the heart issues. Now there was plans in place, I think, a little bit, to have this change in 2.0 before he got his illness. But I think it was just like potentially like, hey, you did this while he was recovering and changed his baby all to what it is now, and I'm the brand officer. Nothing went by me either. What the hell?
Right.
Thank God Hunter's back. He didn't cross into unknown parts unknown.
I just want to say to Courtney, we know Bellcaster, and I don't think it was Bellcaster. I will say that, even with the healing balloon. Sorry.
Bellcaster, I don't think he did that. Anyways,
I don't think he would.
But I don't know. I think maybe there's just like a lot of bad things going on behind the scenes with that. Just a little bit bad feelings, and so just right time, right place. Hey, Hunter's back. You got enough people to fill the role. I'm out.
Marco, agreed or a different conspiracy on this?
No, I mean, I didn't think of that, actually. That's actually a good point. That is obviously her husband. And, obviously she hasn't been on TV for a while, like in a TV role. So she's definitely been doing her, stuff in the back. So there could be some, like you said, there could be some, heat essentially from Stephanie towards the powers that be in WWE. So that's actually a really good, because she's taking a leave of absence essentially. So it's not like I'm going on vacation. And, like a leave of absence means like I got to go take care of some shit. I got to think some shit out. I mean, but obviously they have the people going, oh, Nick Khan, he's moving his way up. He got rid of Triple H, and now he moved Stephanie out of the way, and he's just inching closer to taking over. There was that whole thing, which I mean, he out of Vince McMahon, and I forget the other guy's name. It's literally those are the three heads. I think
you're giving Nick Khan a little too much credit, pal.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, if anything, he's it's Vince McMahon, it's Nick Khan, and I forget the other guy's names. Those are the three like business guys. Those are the guys that are going to make the decisions and stuff. With Stephanie, obviously she's the CFO, right? She's a
CBO, so Chief Brand Officer.
Chief Brand Officer, that's right. And Triple H, hopefully when he goes back to his duties, hopefully he gets back into NXT, or maybe he might be taking on more of Stephanie's role since she's taking a leave of absence.
I think Nick Khan's actually taking some of her duties, is what I read.
I heard he was hiring someone to take on some of the duties.
Oh, well, then maybe,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I
so
mean,
it
she
could
still has stock. it's not like she sold the stock.
be- yeah.
So I mean, she has.
How long
stock
do you
in the
think she's
company.
going to be away for? It can't be that long. Like, it's not going to be like up to a year.
I mean, it's
I think it could be a year. I think it could be a
Standard
year.
leave
Could
is
be,
like,
but
what,
I
like,
just
maybe
don't
like
really
half a
see it.
year, 6 months or so. But she could take an extent. Who knows?
Yeah,
Like, who
I
actually
could
knows?
see a
But
few months.
the other thing too is obviously Shane as well. The way he was kind of treated, that might have rubbed her the wrong way too, man.
Yeah.
In the end, that's her brother. And who's to say?
Combination of everything,
Yeah, who's to say?
Um,
Like it was promised to them that it was like
I don't
Shane, Stephanie, and they were the ones going to take over. Who knows? Like what that dynamic looked like, and we don't know. But
I just want to bring up real quick
go ahead.
that Boston Joe, as we get some comments here.
Boston John.
He
Boston
believes
John.
that Stephanie will take over the company when Vince passes or retires. And you know what, Boston Joe, I'm going to hit the
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I'll hit the hot
Boston-
takes button for
Boston
you. because
John. Boston John.
Boston.
That's
John.
what I said, Boston John.
You said
What
Joe.
did I say?
You said Joe.
I said Joe.
You Hulk Hogan it twice.
Yeah.
we were the Silverdome twice.
The
Silverdome, brother. Boston John. Sorry. I don't know. That's a hot take to me. At this point, I mean, years ago you would have said it was probably going to be either Stephanie or Shane, but I mean now I don't really know with everything going on with Nick Khan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It is a hot take. Like,
Apologies, John. Sorry about that.
I don't know. It's just I don't see it. Quite frankly, I think they sell it. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't want it. I want it in the hands of McMahon. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather see it in the hands of McMahon instead of it going to Disney or Fox or whatever, Universal.
It could still happen. I think she's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Ace says, no denying this is weird as hell, but I don't think Steph is ever truly gone from the company unless there is a sale completely changing ownership. If there is no true successor, Vince may want to cash out before he's too old to enjoy it. Nick Khan has been everything as advertised financially for them. For me, when it comes down to this, I mean, I don't really think there's much of a conspiracy behind it or even that much of a reason. I think it's really kind of what we've been saying. Like, it's just, kind of a lot of things boiling up. Also, not to mention, we just got off the heels of a pandemic, and that was an incredibly, interesting time for not only the WWE, but the entire world. So to take off time, especially during, after everything WWE has done the last few years, getting to this point, I don't blame her, especially everything that's happened the last few months, let alone years.
Right.
I think the only thing that I'll say about this is that it's interesting how sudden it was. I guess you can look at it both ways, but I think the announcement of it,
not give it a 6 week period, like in 6 week time, I'll be going away.
and
or
even
even 2
how
weeks.
she was, very upfront about it. Like, she posted it on Twitter. We didn't get the news like behind the scenes or something. So I think there's a few things that are interesting, but I just don't think it's like a whole big conspiracy thing.
Yeah. I just think it was weird that it happened like literally the same week as Sasha Banks and Naomi. Like, it was like a few days after they walked out. So
I don't think it has anything to do with it.
Yeah,
I know, but you know how that could look essentially like,
right.
A lot of people, well, I mean, obviously we'll talk about, Sasha and Naomi.
We're about to get
probably
there
right after this, but it's just a weird coincidence that they leave, and then Stephanie a few days later is like, "Nope, I'm taking a leave of absence as well." Like, she kind of did it the right way, essentially. If you heard like a few days later that Stephanie left, you'd be like, "What the hell's going on over there?" Mm-hmm. So I think she's kind of probably told to make it public that she's taking a leave of absence in light of what happened on Monday. Because if fair. They leave and then she just leaves a few days later, it's like, what the hell's going on with WWE? Like, why are the women, especially like 3 like prominent women in the company, just like up and leaving? Like, what's
Right.
going on? So, I mean, that I think, I think that's why that statement got technically put out, why she was leaving, because of that.
I think there could be some particular like conspiracy theories behind it, but I'm leaning to more what Anthony said.
Yeah,
I think she just honestly, I think she probably. I mean, part of it may have to do with some of it, like a little bit like deep down, maybe some like some issues with what happened with Hunter.
Yep.
But I think the main issue was, like you said, going through a pandemic and then watching your husband like fight for his life, like
Mhm.
that's like that's an eye opener, especially for how young he and she are. With 3 young kids, I think it was just like, hey, I gotta get some time. I want to spend some time with my kids.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's perfectly said.
Always. Yeah, mental health is as important as physical health too. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, yeah, definitely. Whatever time she needs, I think. I mean, like I'm not expecting her to come back like super fast. I mean, I'm hoping she takes like the time she needs to like, figure things out, like get her head straight, and like you said, take care of the family. And
I think she was like pivotal into like I know Jim Cornette and Vince Russo love to shit on her, but I think she was pivotal into getting the WWE where they're at today. She was the chief brand officer. I think what she did was like open up a lot of eyes to like, oh, okay, pro wrestling is pretty cool. To like people who were, like, oh yeah, wrestling, okay, yeah, that fake shit. I think she did like a lot of really good things, like to make it be like, okay, well, wrestling could be in the mainstream. Look at heels, the show heels, Young Rock. They got the Vince McMahon biopic coming out. She did a lot of that stuff. She was the face of WWE for the longest time.
Yeah, she did.
That's true.
And I think it's I think it's like a testament to where they're at now, where they can run almost a stadium show every pay-per-view. So good for her if she just needs some time. So yep.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Just to cap it off here, just some comments. Boston John says she's been working for WWE all her life. Some time off will do her some good. Chad says, I think Steph has been more important to WWE than most WWE fans give her credit for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Aside
that's
from
kind of
what I'm saying.
Whole stuff on screen, which being a
she's a heel.
modern fan of that, I can definitely attest to how
she's a heel. I mean,
yeah, but
on.
there was just some points during the Authority run that I was like,
but
in recent years, you definitely see the impact of Stephanie, behind the scenes. So definitely said there. And Ace says a huge gap in presentation of the company when she's gone. She was so good at being a brand and ambassador that she probably doesn't get enough credit.
Oh yeah. You see literally at all those different like events and stuff like that. She's literally at every single like everything, tech events for
right.
Like anything that has to like WWE has like a hand in, she's there. Like you see her in all those photo ops, and she's winning like awards for for her position and stuff like that, and being a woman in business, and she's recognized for that stuff. So I mean, she's definitely done a lot.
Chad says ruthless aggression.
That's all. Yeah, ruthless aggression.
That is very true. And Attitude Era.
Yeah, definitely go back and watch that. Those are some good times.
Good content there. Good content. All right, but let's now move on to another outside the ropes topic, because folks, we've got some more news on Naomi and Sasha, and unfortunately, no, I'm playing.
No, not.
Although they are not fired, we did get word on Friday during SmackDown. Not only news of Sasha and Naomi being indefinitely suspended, being stripped of the women's tag team championships, and not only news of a women's tag team tournament, which we'll be talking about during our news segment coming up right after this news piece. Not only all of this, but we were also informed by Michael Cole that Naomi and Sasha Banks, quote, let us all down. Now, I want to start with this, right? We could talk about the suspension. We could talk about the women's tournament, which we'll talk about later.
God,
did Naomi and Sasha Banks let us down? Let's start with that.
Well, I'll say this right now. So, real quick, last week I came on here and I said 100% work. Blah blah. Okay, a lot of stuff came out since then. I'm really eat at all elite farms. Will eat some crow a little bit. I'm still not like, oh, it's a shoot. Okay. But there's just been some too much weird stuff that's happened with this. First of all, I will say this, and I know I'm going to get some heat for this, brother.
Hot takes button?
Yeah, go ahead. Hit the hot take button.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
And because I lived it today, okay?
Uh-oh.
I lived it today in real life, all right? But how they have every right to stand up for what they believe in. Go for it. Hey, speak your mind. Go for it. But when you cross the line, becoming unprofessional, get their asses out of there. Nobody's bigger than the business. I don't care if you're Sasha Banks, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon. Get them out. You're detriment to the locker room. Get them out. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. I don't I just I don't want to have room for crybabies, to be honest with you. If you're gonna harm the show, if you want to speak your mind, go for it. I did it today, and guess what? I didn't walk out of my job. Okay,
You could kiss my ass.
it's just simple as that. It was just unprofessional. Now, there's been some stuff on the other side, to be fair. I don't really understand why they keep having to bash them in some degree publicly. Handle that stuff back doors. Handle it back doors. Both sides, in my opinion, are wrong at this point. If this is completely a shoot, and I said this on the podcast last week, on my podcast, if I didn't like how they had to throw it in there. I don't like how they didn't tell Pat McAfee. Like, Pat McAfee was like, all right. I think that was kind of bullshit too.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole situation is just been handled all incorrectly, and it keeps getting handled incorrectly because the people are trying to one up the other, and it needs to stop. The unprofessionalism is just horrible right now. Ran over.
Yeah. I agree.
Marco, were you disappointed?
I said it last week. I told you the reason why they're putting that out, that stuff on TV. It's to smear them. It's
right.
to make it, if they try to find work somewhere else, it's not going to be easy for them. If you have WWE, the biggest, one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world globally, you have them coming out saying these two people are very unprofessional and all this stuff, and they let us down. And when you keep putting that narrative out there, that's gonna turn some heads away from them if they try to get work somewhere.
We'll make movies.
That's it. I mean, you call it what it is. I mean, that's how I see it. I see it as like, Michael Cole's getting fed lines to say, and that's what they said last Monday, the Monday that they did leave. And apparently another thing I read was they left before the show, a few hours before the show went on air, so it wasn't during the show. I guess that was another
That's
just trashing them, just putting them out there like they left during the show. Like that was like the first blow there, and then so on through the night and stuff like that. But the Pat McAfee thing was actually really interesting because he was on his show and he was as confused as everyone else. He was like, people are asking me questions. He's like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, I can't. He's like, I'm as confused, and he's like, I hope they work it out. I hope like Sasha and Naomi. He's like, they're definitely they're stars. They make SmackDown. He's like, I'm hoping they they get back with the WWE and they make amends. He was like, because it's pretty awful. So yeah, like he was even surprised that those things were said, and it's like you said, it is kind of like it's not weird. It's just unprofessional, like you said. It's just you don't really hear anything from their side. That's the other thing. You're hearing from their like friends and their like associates, but you're not hearing directly from Naomi and Sasha Banks.
Well, you heard from Sasha. She was partying over the
she was
weekend.
partying with
All
Steve
the
Aoki
social media posts came out.
And her, would it be her great cousin, which is her cousin Snoop Dogg, and she was with Snoop Dogg's son. So that'd be like her great cousin or whatever. But basically, she was partying with family at the Steve Aoki. So she doesn't give a shit.
It's this whole situation is just baffling. Now, and like I said, I can see. Okay, you put the statement on Monday night, whatever. You're pissed off. You gotta save face for the company, whatever. But then just to keep doing it throughout the week, it's either like, okay, this is unprofessional on your part, or it's a fucking work,
Yeah, no, they're just being unprofessional, man.
I
think it's that those comments that Sasha Banks made in like interviews where she's saying she's bigger, she's at level. And
I'm sorry, you're not.
But then,
not that guy, pal. Not that guy.
Yeah, even a couple of years. I think it was like at the beginning of like the 83 Weeks podcast when that started. Eric Bischoff, and he said this like a while ago. He said WWE is at the point right now where WWE is the brand.
Yeah,
and the people in it are they're expendable. They're expendable essentially. Obviously they're going to have stars like the Sasha Banks, the Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, all that stuff. But those names it's not going to be like the John Cena thing where John Cena was big. Like he was the name and then WWE followed. It's going to be the opposite now. It's going to be WWE and then those names follow. And I think that's another thing people need to learn is, like you said at the beginning, no, you're not bigger than the WWE. The WWE is going to keep on going.
Well, that's what I said last week, and I definitely want to hear from people in the comments. Keep those comments coming in. This is a very hot topic. I want to know what all of you guys are thinking about this. This is what I said last week. You can't make a new Cena. You can't make a new Hogan. You can't make a new Rock. You can't afford to make a new Rock, a new anyone, because the WWE is at that point where it is so big that one, they don't need to, but two, if they make a new person, you make a new Cena, you make a new Rock, that's not going to help the WWE at all.
Yep.
Whereas if you're putting the brand as the forefront, WWE, WrestleMania, putting those at the forefront, making those stadium shows and these billion-dollar deals, now, you have that push that's actually helping the company. If you put someone like Sasha Banks in a spot where she's, getting these Disney deals and getting famous from a chicken wings show and doing the ice tub show with Kevin Hart last week, and she's doing all these different stuff. Yeah. Now you're starting to see someone that's becoming bigger than the brand. And unfortunately, although Sasha Banks is a wrestler for WWE, that's not going to help WWE in the long run, because eventually Sasha will see WWE as a stepping stone, or she's already seeing it as a stepping stone to another industry. Like Roman, he's not seeing it as a stepping stone, I don't think, but he's seeing that next path for him. That's going to be coming very soon. When we come down to the question of, is it legit or is it a work? I think obviously at this point, people are seeing that it's legit. I saw it last week as legit. I was very insistent that it was. However, the only doubt in my mind where it comes to it being a work is, or was Friday, when Michael Cole did that whole spiel on commentary. It just seemed very scripted. Well, obviously it was scripted. It seemed very just different. I don't know. It seemed weird.
And they kept it up. Word. They kept it up on Monday too during the Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash match.
Right. They mentioned it like one. I was also not confused. I think I was more surprised that they only mentioned it once this week.
Well,
and it was very subtle. They didn't do a whole big thing about it.
Right.
But then, and we forgot to even mention this. So at one point I was like, maybe it was a work. But then I saw that WWE Shop took down Sasha Naomi's merch. And at that point I said, yeah, this is real. I think they deleted like their official WWE Facebook pages for Sasha Naomi. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that's something I read. They even took Sasha out of the little WWE intro that they do, the Then Now Forever, and they put in Cody in her little place. So they're doing a lot to kind of rid Sasha Naomi of being on a presence, not just even on TV, but a overall presence. And this gets you thinking, like, if they were to leave and if they were going to try to erase Sasha Naomi from their history, that's a big fucking part of history that they're going to be erasing. That's why it's so hard to have someone like Sasha, who's so instrumental, first women's Hell in a Cell match, first women's Iron Man match, first just all the match, first women's tag team champions, being a multi-time women's champion.
It can be done. They have a whole WrestleMania main event wiped out. Okay,
Yeah.
it can be done. So
it could be done, or it couldn't be done.
No, it can. It can. It's very easy.
It can be done.
Oh yeah, look, like I said, they have a whole main event that I didn't even talk about. WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. No mention of that. Zero. Nada. They don't talk about that.
Okay, well, I think it's different here because
when they bring up, well, it is, but the question is can it be done? Yes, it can be done because
I know it can be done, but I think it's going to be harder for them to do that, especially we were talking about Stephanie
absolutely
McMahon,
not.
The women's evolution. This is a completely different because she was instrumental in a history of WWE that was kind of newfound. They were doing all these different, first women's Royal Rumble, and I was just watching Royal Rumble 2018, and they were doing this whole big thing promoting the women's evolution. Showing the first, Sasha versus Charlotte in the Cell, Sasha versus Bayley, and all those matches. It's harder to erase Sasha because she was the first to be instrumental. It was her, Charlotte, and Becky were those first three that came up in 2015. And that was huge for women's wrestling because they stopped calling them divas and they started calling them women. Whereas, for the whole Chris Benoit thing, it was only a very small part in the overall grand scheme of things. Sure, the whole Benoit and Eddie thing definitely changed a little bit.
Look what they do when they talk about, people who win the Royal Rumble #1. They don't mention Chris Benoit. They always say Shawn Michaels and Edge were, #1, winning number
That's
1.
That's true. They could definitely just turn around and say Bianca Belair was part of the first, one of the only
they
women.
They can spin their narrative however
they
want it.
You're right.
And where the difference is between Benoit and Sasha is they're going to still show footage of her, but they're still not going to mention her. They're just like.
They could cut her out of footage.
They're going to gloss her
all the time with the Shield, Dean Ambrose. They cut him out of footage, all that stuff.
It's not going to be hard to do that at all.
I enjoy destroying lives
and destroying his history. Let's go into some comments real quick. Ace is lighting it up. Ace says, compare this to sports and the baseball lockout. You guys are stroking the billionaire company instead of supporting the individual. I agree they were unprofessional, but they felt like this was the only way to get their voices heard. And withholding judgment until Judgment Day until I hear on their side of the story. I sympathize with the talent. Mox, Punk, and others have told similar stories. When you blackball talent on their way out, this isn't a good thing for morale, whether they left on good terms or not. Petty move by WWE burying them on TV. If they don't matter,
I agree.
Be a good person.
I agree with about everything until I agree with the ending part of it there. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do this. WWE can't allow this because then you're allowing the inmates to control the asylum. All right,
mm-hmm.
You can't do it. All right, I don't. If your voice don't hurt, okay, well, there's a lot of people in this world who have to do a lot shittier jobs than what they have to do. Go look at a high school janitor, right? He's got to clean fucking throw up, right? You think he wants to go do that?
I'm a college student. That job sucks.
There you go.
I mean,
just you got to suck it up, pal. Oh, and look what they're complaining about. Let's go back. Oh, I'm complaining because I don't want to lose to the champion. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Please don't have me in a prominent spot. Naomi hasn't had a title shot and been featured in in title contention in a while. So she should be grateful for that opportunity. So is Sasha. They should both be grateful. You don't want to lose. Okay, tough shit. you're getting work, but you're working yourself. You know,
Work yourself into a shoe, brother.
yeah.
I think there's
Sister.
different ways you could look at it. I see what Ace is saying, especially the whole comparison with the baseball lockout, like, you know, kind of taking matters into your own hands. But also, like, I saw some people on Twitter that were kind of like just bringing this down to reality, if you want to just put it in blatant terms. Like, you know, it's a scripted show. Like, you know,
Thank you.
you're really just complaining about losing to the champion.
That's exactly, yes.
But at the same time, I could see it from the other way, where it's like, you know, you could be doing so many other better things in that spot that you have. You're in the biggest company.
There's no doubt about it. But you're getting paid millions of dollars to go play fight. Like, what is there to complain about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
at the end of the day, like, you look what you're complaining about. You're not. It has nothing to do with like workers' rights in a way of like, well, you know, I'm being worked too much, or you know, I feel like, you know, this person has an unfair advantage, you know, or hey, let's get into it, and this might be a part of it too, you know, race, you know, it might be a part of it, you know, and if that's a part of it, then that's a whole different side of the situation. You know?
I saw if Sasha Naomi leave, then Bianca will be the only black woman on the main roster. I think that's
not great. That's not great. You know, but if that plays its role in it.
Ace says that apples and oranges, Bone Man, wrestling changes for the better when the wrestlers have a voice. This anti-union sentiment is what WWE would love to hear. People doing this changes how things are done.
No, I've completely disagree. Completely. I think the wrestlers do need to deserve a little bit more leeway on their contracts. You know, like they don't need to be tied down to one company. They need to have benefits, stuff like that. But we're talking about wins and losses in a fake competition. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they weren't. Yeah, I mean, I could, like you said, I could see both sides. Definitely, like it's. You know, I'm not sure how true the storyline was with them, like, you know, having individual championship matches and stuff like that. But the bottom line was that they weren't losing the titles. They were still going to be the women's tag team champions throughout this whole thing. And like, they weren't, you know, it was probably setting something up for SummerSlam where they're going to defend it against, you know, whoever. But
I saw there were no plans for them after Sasha would face Ronda at Money in the Bank. I think that's one of the bigger reasons, is that if you're just going to put, like, from what I'm seeing also, like, if we're looking at it from the story, you know, perspective of them losing in fake fights, whatever, you know, if there's nothing really for them, you know, they lose in the title matches to Bianca and Ronda, and then there's nothing for them until SummerSlam, and then, you know, they'll do a multi-woman tag match and they'll lose the titles and we're back to square one. I could see it from that end too. Like I said, I could see it from all different things. I think it's also, you know, interesting that, you know, Sasha, I completely forgot this, but Sasha and Charlotte were supposed to be the match at Mania until Ronda decided to come back. So Sasha was immediately booted, put into the women's tag match, won the tag team titles, but now you're having her go up against Ronda, where she would eventually lose, and then there would be nothing for her. So from the storyline aspect, there's definitely some merit to that argument. But I think J-Bone definitely has a point of just, you know, you're getting paid millions. You know, and maybe there's other things to this story that we don't even know yet. I think both Ace and Boney definitely guys have some good points.
And I would really like to hear Sasha and Naomi's side of it too. I mean, not that we really earn it or have the right to it, you know.
Yep.
But, you know, I mean, I think it's important because to get clarification, because, you know, WWE, and this is where they're wrong, have brought it to the forefront. They brought a backstage situation up to the forefront. You kind of have to defend yourself, which, you know, and I know this is kind of off subject. People hate when Tony Khan tweets, but you know, for the most part, I'm okay with it because he's defending himself. You know, I don't know, unless they have some type of like legal injunction where they can't speak about it, maybe. But I just
There's got to be
wouldn't
more
want
to
to.
the story. I
gotta
don't feel
be.
like they would just walk out if it was just
Yeah.
because you're going to be in random women's title matches. There has
No.
to be
Yeah,
more
definitely
that's been
more.
building.
Which goes back to, is it a work?
Wow.
No, it definitely
I
isn't
don't
a
think
work.
it's
I
a
think
work.
there's,
I
I think
think
there's more. I
WWE
definitely,
know.
yeah, I definitely think there's more to the story. Especially there, obviously, like their side, but I think there's a lot more, like you said, to this than just losing a few matches and not
Hey,
being able to work for the rest of the summer. It might,
if
it sounds like it was a building,
Yeah.
because she went from main eventing WrestleMania last year to
being in the 24/7.
yeah. So I mean, there's in the wedding they threw in that. Are we forgetting this?
No,
They were
I
part
remember
of
we
that
talking about it. I
wedding.
was like, ew.
So,
Yeah,
like,
that was a
it-
Tamina
it's
thing. Like,
definitely
they have
from
that
from
team back.
WrestleMania last year up until now. It's definitely been there's definitely been some stuff brewing. And I mean,
Oh,
you know-
and let's also not forget about SummerSlam, how Sasha was mysteriously pulled off the card for that.
yes, that was the other.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
Yep.
why did that happen? You know,
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
because I don't think it was
no.
COVID, because she was like working, and a couple days afterwards.
Just that, yeah. And then the comment by Acefield about when was it when you walk out on the company and you blackball the person on their way out. I remember someone else did that on social media. Tony Khan, the Big Swole. Yeah, she wasn't that good anyway. She kind of sucked. So if you're looking to book her, she sucks. So don't book her anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say that about both these ladies, because they're both phenomenal talents,
True.
But
still, I mean, even if she does suck, you don't go out and say, "Hey, this person sucks," because that's going to ruin your stock. I mean, how's she going to get work anywhere else?
Right.
I think this is different in just that, like, WWE is blackballing Naomi and Sasha by calling them unprofessional from a behind the scenes standpoint, which I think is interesting that they're bringing it on screen. Tony Khan just straight up said, "Big Swole sucks. Don't even put her on TV."
Yes,
different ends of the spectrum, but you're right.
Yeah, I mean, still, it's gonna, if she want to go to MLW or TNA or something like that, they're gonna be like, "You suck. We don't want you on our TV." Tony Khan said, "You're horrible."
Oh boy.
But yeah. I don't know, man. Hopefully they reconcile their differences and we get to see the Boss and Glow back together again.
A lot of layers to this whole story.
Yeah,
it's like ogres and onions. They all have layers.
This could be potentially the story of the year behind.
This isn't ending anytime soon.
No,
this is already story of the year. Nothing's coming close to this.
Yeah.
Until next week when we find out something else happened. But with that being said, we're gonna still talk about this whole subject. There's another side to this where we have to talk about this whole Sasha and Naomi situation. But before we do so, we have to introduce our new segment to the RAWDOWN. New segment alert. Here we go.
Collar and elbow.
Oh man,
Man,
look at those man meat just.
That was a tight lock up there, man. That was
elbow is our new segment on the RAWDOWN.
Stiff.
So we're all just impressed by the lock up there. So look, new kind of format to the RAWDOWN. You got your outside the ropes. That is news from outside of the ring. Nothing really happening in ring there for WWE. But now we get collar and elbow. This is your inside the news ring. Everything that happened within the ring. Big stories coming out of the week we will be talking about, including this story, which we're going to start off with. This links to the Sasha Naomi shit. We are going to be getting new women's tag team champions in the future. And how will that be determined? Well, only with a women's tag team tournament. With
all three of them will be the tournament.
Women's tag teams that we have to pick from, like Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, we have Naomi and Sasha. Oh, wait, never mind.
Never mind.
All right. So how are we feeling about this tournament? What are some tag teams that you would like to see be part of this tournament? Please also tell us in the comments section what tag teams you are predicting to not only go on to be in this tournament, but win the tournament. Ooh, who do we have? Let's start with Marco on this one, actually.
You can really go with obviously it's gonna be Nikki, ASH, and Dewdrop are probably gonna be a tag team.
That's right.
You're probably gonna get somehow Tamina and Dana Brooke as a tag team in this tournament. I'm assuming anyway.
HLA.
We'll make movies.
Unless they do the call from NXT, like they bring some, like Toxic Attraction maybe in this tournament, which would be
I would
pretty
love
cool
to see
actually.
that, but I don't see it happening.
But yeah, I don't,
Alexa Bliss and somebody.
Alexa Bliss
maybe
and,
Lily. Lily.
And the doll.
Lily probably. That'd be pretty funny actually.
You have to make up that Sasha Naomi merch money somehow. Sell more of those dolls.
Ezekiel and Elias. Maybe they'll just let them in the tournament.
Let's get Demolition in there. Huh? They're still around.
I don't know, man.
It'll be Ezekiel and his sister Elizabeth.
If they
Goddamn, Bill.
if they're gonna do a tournament, they need more than 3 teams to do this.
One team. They have one team right now. Well, I
guess
guess
two.
I just spouted off 3 teams that you could do. I mean, you could bring back together. What do you call it? Carmella and what's her name? Why am I drawing a blank? Selena. Yeah, you could bring them 2 back together.
Heel teams right there.
But I don't know, man.
Let's see who we got here. Main roster.
Is anyone going to say what we think should actually happen?
Yeah, just get rid of the titles.
I don't see them doing more than 4 teams. I think it's going to be a quick tournament.
Yeah, it's not going to be a long drawn out.
They can't do more than 4 teams.
No,
dude. Okay, this is the women's division right now. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair.
Oh, Asuka and Bianca are going to be a team, hands down.
Oh
hands
man, yeah,
down.
the possibility.
We got Carmella, Dana Brooke, Dewdrop, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Nikki ASH, Queen Zelina, Rhea Ripley, Sonya Deville, and nobody's beater than Tamina.
Sonya Deville, I forgot about too. That's a possibility.
But who would she tag with?
Probably Carmella.
You could do Sonya and Zelina, and then Carmella and Lacey Evans.
Is that it? That's the roster?
That's a female roster.
No way.
Yeah, the main roster anyway.
They'll probably
That's
put like
a lot.
Shotzi with someone.
Oh, they
Shotzi.
didn't. Well, they didn't have Shotzi on here. No, this is on.
Is that only the Raw roster? Ooh, voice crack. Is that the Raw
Oh.
roster?
Shotzi, Raquel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that is the. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Shotzi,
All right,
Raquel,
my bad.
Aaliyah.
We got Aaliyah, Naomi. Oh no, we don't. Aaliyah,
No, Naomi.
Natalia, Raquel Rodriguez,
Natalia.
Ronda, Shayna, Shotzi, Xia Li.
I could see them doing Raquel and Aaliyah for
Let's
some
do-
reason.
Yeah.
Zaya and Shotzi.
And I forgot Natalia and
Nia and
Shayna Baszler
Shotzi.
are a team too as well. So
These aren't teams. These are
I mean,
just
they tag up.
they
they
do
link up.
things. they do things.
Oh God.
Oh, this
Just-
is rough.
Just get rid of those titles, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Just get rid of the titles. It's rough. It's very rough.
it's a thin roster, man, for the lead. I mean, it seems like there's a lot less women than there was like maybe last year, or the year before.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
because they
it was, like,
fired all of them.
Yeah, that actually came into play as well.
Oh boy,
But damn, Charlotte, she's there. Maybe she'll team up with
they're good, Chad.
someone.
Herrings, not teams, says
Yes.
Chad. And you were,
There we go.
or it says Sneed. President
Ding
Sneed.
ding 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 ding.
The pairing
Bingo.
championships. That's what they should call it.
They smart. They do things.
Ugh. Anyways, I
So
think we
before we get into another tag team news, just real quick, who do you see winning it all? Boney, who's going to be our next women's champion?
honestly, I could give 2 shits.
All right. MVP. All right. I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey and
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler.
I was gonna
Boom.
say Hey, remember that time in WWE when they had a all women's pay-per-view and they had like a roster deep enough to pull that off? That was
Nope,
those
I
are
don't
the
remember
days.
it because Sasha was part of it, and they're going to erase that. Moving right along. So keeping up with the tag team news, we have new unified tag team champions. A lot of people thought that this was going to be a hold off until Hell in a Cell. They were gonna do a work somehow, whatever it may be, and we would see the official champions at Hell in a Cell. However, on SmackDown, we had the privilege to
Acknowledge me.
to the new tag team champions, the Usos. The Usos have won. I was not sure about this result. A few weeks ago, I thought it was going to be RK Bro hands down because of how over they were with the fans and everything. But then you hear the news that Randy Orton's back is killing him, and he's going to be taking a little time off. So we get the Usos as your unified tag champions. How do we feel about this? How are we feeling about the unified tag team championships being on the Usos?
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I like it.
It was destined to happen, right? I mean, like there wasn't really anyone else. It just comes down to as long as they do this correctly, as in they float them across, like we've been saying that they should be doing for the longest time now. That you don't have, Raw tag team champions, SmackDown tag team champions. You let them, you let them float across the brands like Roman, if he wasn't, going away for a while, like he should be doing, because now, even if you keep the titles on the Usos for a while, now they could go to Raw, they could face off against the Street Profits and Alpha Academy and all those other tag teams. And then you go to SmackDown and you face off against the SmackDown tag teams. So you have a little bit of variety there, which I like. Something that Marco, actually, you brought up in our chat tonight is the possibility of the Usos breaking the New Day's record. If you want to speak on that.
New Day.
These guys right here, you see them?
I need those figures.
Those are the elite
figures all
for those
set
of us listening on the
with
audio.
the belts and everything.
I need those.
Yeah, so I think they're at what was it 3? See what I put as the number.
Like 363 or something.
Let's see. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Good.
Are they in the 300s? I don't know.
Yeah, they're in the 300s right now.
Yeah, because they wanted Money in the Bank last year.
Yep.
Let's see. This is great audio for the people.
Yeah, no, speak amongst yourselves.
While they look that up.
309.
309 and 483.
309. The New Day was at 483. That was they're the longest reigning right now. So the question I brought up was, do they break that? Do they make it to 483? Or do they even go past that? The Usos?
Well, here's where it depends on. It depends on if Roman drops the title anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's happening. Based on, and we'll talk about it a little bit, based on what his predicted summer opponents are going to be. So I just did a quick little bit of math. That's 174 days. If you average 30 days in a month, that's 5.8 months. So 6 months, basically. Do they hang the titles on for 6 months? Absolutely.
The numbers don't lie.
True. Thank you. Thank you, Big Papa Pump.
Well, quick math there. 6 months for sure. They could definitely hold on to that. They're all about making the history, making the movies. So yes, I think they will hold on to those belts. Something I was thinking about, and this might actually be good if we're holding on to these titles for a while. What happens to Survivor Series? Has anyone even considered that? Like, it's the whole Raw versus
the Survivor Series.
The battle of the brand supremacy.
Yeah, is Roman going to get in there and wrestle a broomstick?
God.
Like what's going to be happening there?
Bring back. I mean, maybe they'll bring back the original, the teams, just team based. Maybe they'll do that.
The Usos fight each other. That'll actually be pretty good.
I mean, I mean, think about the like during the ruthless aggression era, they Survivor Series kind of like they changed it up a little bit. Like they introduced Hell in a Cell was introduced. No, not Hell in a Cell. What do you call it?
Elimination Chamber.
Yes, Elimination Chamber. Like maybe they'll start doing stuff like that. Just still interpromotional matches, not championship based or whatever. So that's a possibility. But yeah, that's a good question. I think they'll just go back to just a regular premium live event format.
It's a pay-per-view. We're calling it a pay here in RAWDOWN.
Yeah. So I think they'll just go back with that. It won't be obviously. I mean, it peaked at when they did that NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown. That was the last great Survivor Series that I've seen anyway. When they had that the final two where Roman Reigns and Keith Lee and that whole thing, and they shook hands and stuff. I think that was peak, battle of brand supremacy there. And after that, it kind of shit the bed. Essentially, we'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. That's the other thing too. I was thinking of is New Day. They kind of shit. They're just they're just shitting on the New Day, dude.
So bad.
There's something there for me as well. I'm not sure what it is, but they literally just diminish the New Day to nothing, and that makes me sad actually because they're greatest factions.
It's not good.
I agree.
I agree. Not even WWE wrestlings I've ever seen.
I agree.
I don't know what they're doing, man.
I'll tell you why this is not good to do it. You cannot lose Xavier Woods at this point because you got that up, down thing going down with the
they own it
and stuff.
They own it,
and that's true.
That was the other thing. I know I don't want to go off on a tangent this, but that was another behind the scenes thing. I guess there was a lot of when the up, down thing started. That was initially Xavier Woods and some other dude. I'm not sure, one of his buddies or whatever. They owned it. So obviously, I think they did a deal with WWE, and there was some I guess there was something obviously Cash or Creative. It was in this case Cash, and I guess Kofi and Big E were standing by Woods in the situation where basically he wasn't getting paid for the up, down stuff that he was doing for WWE.
Right.
They were just paying him as normal, whatever they pay him for wrestling, and then when it came to the up, down channel, that was it. So I think that was probably the beginning of the demise of the New Day in the eyes of.
I mean, that's not to say that they can't start something new. If Xavier Woods leaves, you have Adam Cole, you have Cesaro, and you have Tyler Breeze. The four of them were the main four horsemen of the up, down channel. They're all gone.
Yeah.
And they have a big fan base. They are connected a lot with the wrestling gaming community.
Yep.
You could easily start something up. And AEW is big with AEW games. They will definitely pick up on that. They will sign them up just on that alone. That will bring them a lot of revenue. So they got to be careful. They got to be careful. I mean,
on top of it, Xavier Woods is a great talent.
Say that.
No, he's he's proven time and time again in a lot of those singles matches he's had recently. That dude.
The money isn't all it is. He's a great talent, regardless.
We talked about this a lot on the Chick Foley show too about the New Day. It's just Big E, the way Big E lost his title, the way Kofi Kingston lost his title, and we were waiting for Brock Lesnar to rip that crown off of Xavier Woods' head and just treat it like crap. We thought Brock Lesnar was the demise of the New Day. He was just gonna run through them all and just kill him.
Xavier Woods didn't have anyone take the crown off of him. He just didn't have the crown one week, and they started calling him Xavier Woods again. So even better.
I actually, we did a list. Chick Foley show they did the top 25 tag teams.
Yes, that's right.
And on my list, I had the New Day as number 2. The one that I turned in, and I still have them as number 2. I don't have anybody current day ranked that high in anything. Not top Intercontinental champions or top baby faces or top champions, heels, whatever. I don't have anybody ranked that high in current day wrestling. So that
where do you have the Usos on that list?
No, I don't.
You didn't have them at all?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
So is this like top 25 just all tag teams?
Well,
or like just
this was
WWE?
my top 10. My top 10.
Oh, top 10.
Yes, yeah. So we have to turn to top 10. Yeah.
So
let's see.
I don't.
Yeah, we
All
did
right.
for the Chick Foley show. I think we should have capped it a little bit, but we did we had everyone like pick their top. I think it was like top 10 tag teams, and then like whoever was the most consistent across those lists. That's how it was ranked essentially. But you had people like with the. I don't want to shit on the old time tag teams, but you had like the Demolitions on there, the Road Warrior. Nothing wrong with the Demolition, but then like the Dudley
Tom
Boys
put
are
the
ranked
Killer
lower
Bees
than,
on there.
Like, how are you gonna rank the Dudley Boys lower than the fucking
Dudley Boys are
Midnight
not-
Express? Like,
They don't touch my top 25. Okay.
what the Dudley?
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
Are you kidding me? The
Overrated.
Dudleys aren't even.
I don't even watch. I haven't even watched the Dudley Boys, and I know that is.
Here's my
yours,
top
Kate.
10. Who was it? I know we're all from
Go ahead.
Big Ten, but
Oh my
number
God.
10, Rockers. Number 9, Hollywood Blondes. Number 8, Steiners. 7, Outsiders. 6, Natural Disasters. 5, Harlem Heat. 4, LOD. 3, Demolition. Foundation.
Did you say the Hardys at all?
The Hardys?
Edge
Not
and
those old
Christian?
folks. Not those old folks.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What's not even?
Just end the show there. Just end the show there. That's the Natural Disaster.
Dude, they're awesome.
I mean, I'm all for the old school golden era
Earthquake
wrestling,
and Typhoon. Come on. I mean,
but the Hardys. Oh my god!
I am not a Hardy fan. I'll be honest.
Clearly, you are
Well,
not a Hardys
the
fan.
Hardys, the Dudleys. Obviously, they're in my top. And that, I was. If you listen to that show, that whole that tag team thing, I was for the Dudleys through the whole thing. A lot of the tag teams that were ranked were just the Mega Powers. They had fucking one match.
No, Mega Powers. They're not in there. Mega Powers in
Where'd you
there.
put the Heart Foundation?
They're number 1, baby.
Someone had
okay.
what was the world's greatest tag team were on there?
No.
The Bruce and Barber Beefcake and
Dream Team.
the Dream Team. Yes, what was the world's greatest tag team? Who was that?
That was Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they had. It was just it was bad. It was. Your top
Wow.
should have the Bucks at least. The Bucks, the Dudleys, the Hardys. If you want Hart Foundation, yes, they're one of the greatest tag teams. The British Bulldogs, you get those in there too.
Gone.
This is
Anyways,
awful.
Harlem Heat, definitely, yeah.
This is awful.
you got a guy.
You got a guy like Jeff Hardy.
Suck it, duck it, quack.
Oh, suck it, duck it, quack,
Edge and
quack.
Christian on my shucker ducker
Hey.
quack moments
Hey.
of the week.
I posted real quick. I posted a Stevie Ray meme this week, and Stevie Ray messaged me back, LOL. So I got some Stevie Ray love this week.
I wish he did. I wish he did his podcast still, dude. His podcast was freaking great.
Oh,
All right, sorry.
now that
We're
we
off
know,
on a tangent.
Now
I
we
don't
know
know how we
J-Bone's
get back on track after that
tag
shit,
team
but
selection.
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Well, real quick, who do we see taking on the Usos next, and who eventually would beat them?
Ooh, dang, Slim Pickens again.
I'm going Street Profits.
Street Profits, yeah,
Down the
think
line,
that'd be
way
pretty
down the
cool.
line, down the line.
yeah, definitely Street Profits. You can see that happening.
I think it's just gonna be a random tag team. I don't think it's gonna be like a
like a thrown together tag team.
yeah.
I say that
honestly, let me
because
get that.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I don't see there's any like actual tag team that can contend with the Usos right now.
So it'd be like-
surely
yeah.
not the New Day. It's surely not going to be Sheamus.
Veer-
and
Veer and
Orton or
Ezekiel.
whoever.
There, Ezekiel.
You know something?
KO.
You're on to
KO
something.
Ezekiel.
And Kevin Owens.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna say that it could happen.
I don't disagree, but I hate
And I could see whoever the next member is too of Judgment Day could be Damian Priest and whoever that is.
Could be.
That's true. Oh,
They could do it.
give them all the titles, please.
Hey, that's a great segue.
That is a great segue because now we're going to be talking a little bit about Judgment Day because
the greatest faction.
we know that there are some new members coming to Judgment Day, or should I let Edge say it best?
I need someone to step up.
He needs someone to step up. Damn
That's
it.
what I always. I need someone to step up in the RAWDOWN.
We don't know if
Dang.
Judgment Day is going to be
God
facing
damn it, pal.
Edge, Finn, and Liv at Hell in a Cell. I think that they will. I feel like they're going to,
Yeah.
but it hasn't been confirmed yet. But we do know that we'll be getting another member soon. I would assume it's going to be at Hell in a Cell, but we're going to be getting someone soon. So, who is the next member of Judgment Day, and why is it Finn Balor?
Corey Graves.
Well, hold
Corey
on.
Graves.
Let's go through. So Edge has been posting one person a day. So let me go through the people. Started 6 days ago. Ciampa, Paige, Corey Graves, Liv Morgan, Finn, AJ Styles, and Bailey. Some interesting.
Who was that last one?
Bailey.
Bailey.
Huh.
I thought you said Maven. I was like,
Maven. Hey, I'm down for Maven.
Get Maven in there.
He's got a beautiful drop kick. Give him in there.
He does.
That's true.
And,
He does.
and great theme song. Great theme song too.
Undertaker has a great sell of that drop kick as well.
He's a
Yeah.
good looking
Over the
some
top
bitch
rope.
too.
I think it's probably going to be Finn. I don't see it being anyone else.
Yeah.
Corey
I don't think
Graves
it'll-
could be interesting. Actually,
No.
no, he won't be. I'm sorry. I don't.
I don't think it'll be another female.
No,
You know,
you need someone to tag with Damien.
unless they want them to win the women's tag titles.
You know
Oh
something.
my god.
God damn it, pal. We need a tag team. Throw Liv in there. It doesn't make sense in the story, but we need fucking tag teams.
Man, how crazy would it be?
What's that damn hugger doing? Is she still hugging people?
What do you mean we turned her heel? That's perfect. Put him with the Judgment Day.
Get that Karen out here.
That Karen. Ding dong.
Sasha,
Yeah.
Naomi, I have a perfect opportunity for you. You like the color purple?
Oh my god.
Sasha comes back. She's got a blue wig. She pulls it off. It's purple hair.
Purple.
Oh
purple
no.
Purple glow. That'd be sick. Man, how
you
crazy
like
would it be if AJ did? That was like the big swerve, bro. Is
Listen,
AJ
bro,
Styles.
you gotta turn their expectations, bro. Everybody's thinking it's gonna be Finn, bro. We gotta swerve them. We gotta put AJ Styles on the pole, bro. And everyone from Judgment Day is gonna come with their wings. They're gonna have the wings, and they're all gonna join in the Judgment Day. It's gonna draw money, bro.
But
You know, he has been supposedly being paid as a consultant.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, it's showing.
It is showing. You know what? Put that via on the Jerry Lawler show. That'll help him
Bring
out.
back the kids' court, bro. They'll do record numbers.
Just let Jerry go. Let him talk about all the tits and ass, all he wants. It will draw money, bro.
And you know what? While we're at it, sign the cat. Just sign back the cat, and we'll have him with Jerry Lawler on commentary, bro.
The cat.
We'll have a big countdown whenever she's going to flash her tits. It's going to be awesome, bro.
Oh my god.
I can't go that far. With it. Oh boy, we have fun here at the RAWDOWN. Anyways, who's joining Judge? Is it Vince Russo? Is he going to join Judgment Day? He's the higher power.
It was me all along, bro.
Listen, bro. Oh, son of a bitch. Vince Russo.
It's probably gonna be Ciampa, dude.
Ciampa.
It could be Ciampa.
I'm going Ciampa or Finn. I think
Ciampa.
Finn. I'm gonna say
I wasn't
Finn.
expecting Ciampa at first because he was doing the stuff with Ali, but he's not really doing anything with Ali specifically.
Exactly.
It's weird. It's weird.
He's kind of taken out of the equation for a little bit. That's kind of what they did with Rhea Ripley too. They
yeah,
took her off
that's
TV
true.
for a few weeks, jumped her right back in.
Yeah,
It could be Ciampa.
Yeah, I don't see Finn just yet. I think I thought they were teasing us with like the Bullet Club. I thought they were just gonna diminish it, but I think they might keep it around for a little bit. Like
We also didn't see Finn this week on TV.
That is true.
That's true.
Was Theory on as well?
Theory was not on.
Yes,
it was a weird episode. It was a weird episode.
Theory's going to join Judgment Day.
Oh, maybe. You never know.
Please no.
I'm gonna go Finn. Final answer.
I'm gonna go with Ciampa. I think.
You're swaying me with that Ciampa. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great point, Marco. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think you can go wrong with this. I'll go Finn because I want to see it happen.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see Ciampa joining in.
He'll get that face paint finally.
Oh, boy.
J-Bone wants to see him wear.
Oh God.
I don't want to see it. I was kidding. I was just kidding.
Again, my weekly warning for Aleister Black. Keep it on that side, man. Keep it on the side.
Keep it on the side.
Don't go full.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go with your jaw, pal. Don't even go to the jaw.
Malachi, if you're listening,
keep it on the cheek.
Yeah, keep it on that side, man.
Viewers, if you're still with us and you haven't tuned out yet, please drop a hell yeah in the comments just so I know you're with me. All right. Let's get into our final segment on the night. Because did we have a match of the week? I think it was just Usos and Arcade Bros.
Yeah, that's good.
The 6-man tag was pretty awesome last night. But,
I don't think
good.
we need to.
That's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
It's Usos and Arcade Bro. But I will play the music for our final segment that we close off the show with.
No, we still got to talk about Roman.
What do we have to talk about with Roman?
His summer opponents.
His summer opponents.
Yeah,
you are correct.
Rumored.
There was news that we have some insight on the summer opponents for Roman Reigns. And I do want to bring up, Acefield says, we know last week was not Cody versus Miz. Miz was moving in slow motion.
I was watching that last night, and I don't think I'm not sure what the training regimen looks like for any of those individuals. Like if they're like in the ring, hitting the ropes, blah blah blah. Doesn't look like Miz has been doing that at all. It looked like Cody was just like all over the place, like doing his like normal shtick, like doing his thing, and then Miz was just like phoning it in. It was just it was unless he was trying to sandbag him, dude. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to kill Cody's momentum a little bit, dude.
No, they're friends.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe Miz is still the most reliable member of the roster.
Could have been a rib.
But, also, the match wasn't that bad outside of that little 60 seconds that went viral, and now everyone hates the match.
We're going an hour 24.
We're going an hour 24. Let's wrap it up.
No, let's go an hour 24, and Anthony finally said something stupid. So
I had to say something dumb. Like, come on now, it's the RAWDOWN.
So close.
No, the match was not that bad. Let's take it easy.
All right, so Roman.
All right, let's talk Roman.
Mystery opponents.
Roman versus Riddle at Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Roman versus Randy at SummerSlam. Roman versus Drew at Clash of the Castle, unless Tyson Fury comes in to face Drew McIntyre.
Guess what?
Clash of the Castle.
What, guys? No Nightmare in sight for Roman
Not
Reigns.
yet.
Here's what I say. Cody wins Money in the Bank. Roman faces Riddle, wins that. faces Randy, wins that. Faces Drew at the Clash of the Castle, wins that. And then Adrenaline in my soul cashes in at Clash of the Castle. All Out Weekend. Cody was your WWE champion.
Oh. Huh.
I've been saying Cody wins it somehow at Clash of the Castle for a while.
Who does
now.
Cody feud with up until then, though?
His father's ghost.
Oh my god!
He's feuding with himself.
Yeah. Like after this, Seth Rollins match, like what's
Well, he's gonna be in Money in the Bank.
Than the Roman talk is who can Cody feud with after the Seth stuff?
He's gonna go Money in the Bank for sure.
And then
Theory?
who? I mean, like,
yeah, maybe Theory. I don't know.
It's gonna be Theory, dude. I have a feeling it's gonna be Theory, but yeah, damn. Yeah, I don't know.
Comment section, please. Someone let us know, who is Cody facing after Money in the Bank? Is Cody even winning money? So here's my prediction. Because me personally, I don't think you need Cody to win Money in the Bank. I just don't think it's necessary. So I've been saying this from the start. Cody should be hyped up to win the Money in the Bank. Should be the clear favorite. Goes in. He's about to win. All of a sudden, lights go out. Judgment Day costs Cody Rhodes to win Money in the Bank. And that's your summer feud, is Edge versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you can feud with Edge. That's actually a pretty good...
You don't need Money in the Bank on Cody. I would rather it being on Seth. Seth takes 3 straight losses in a row at pay-per-views. Put that Money in the Bank on Seth, and he's going to be phenomenal with it. Make him a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. You have Seth, you have Roman and Cody going at it with Seth looming in the background. I'm perfect with that. That would be ideal. An ideal situation. You can even continue a little bit of Seth versus Cody if you really wanted to by putting that Money in the Bank on Seth Rollins. I think that's a win-win.
Yeah, don't forget that commercial though.
Right, I was just thinking about that too.
Where Cody kind of mentioned that when you win the Money in the Bank, you get a chance to main event WrestleMania. So,
well, they've been saying that was a mistake. That it's just the it's not like that. Plus, you haven't been seeing those Money in the Bank commercials in a minute.
True.
I think they pulled them.
True.
It's like, Cody, I know you've been going for 5 years, but you don't know how Money in the Bank works, pal? Damn.
Well, I mean, listen, the last time he was in a ladder match was at WrestleMania 32, and, he was... So I don't think he has a good resume with multi-man ladder matches.
Right.
So Ace says for Cody's opponents, Owens, Theory, Lashley, and Gable for Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I like Cody. I like Cody in Theory. Cody and Gable doesn't really make sense to me.
Might be good.
Lashley doesn't work.
I like Edge. I want to see Cody and Edge.
Cody and Edge would be so good.
Give it to me.
Give it to me, goddammit. Cody and Owens. They already soiled it by doing that one match for me. I don't know. Control C, Control V, the Malachi Cody feud. I see. Stop bringing up Malachi in this chat. All right? We are a bullshit-free zone. All right.
Yeah, we're not comparing the Hall of Famer known as Edge to Malachi Black. Well,
who got fired from WWE and who was barely on the Double or Nothing cards.
It never had a live sex show on Raw. So
right.
Yeah, they bring him on a random SmackDown to re-debut him, and then they cut him. There's a reason.
He probably didn't even have sex in real life. So there you go.
No doubt. No, not even in a ring, let alone.
He doesn't even have a penis.
Where are we going?
I think that's. I think that you have to remove it before you.
He's Kid Doll. He's Kid Doll.
So, I think that's a prerequisite to join the House of Black. You have to remove yourself from yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I hate that shit.
I love Puff and Marco. It's my favorite
Anthony's
thing.
like, I hate you guys so much.
Yes, give me and Cody and how I was about to say the House of Black. Don't fucking give me the House of Black. Give me Cody and Judgment Day, and then I'll be happy the rest of the summer.
Yeah, it'll be much better than the Malachi Black feud.
Yes,
guaranteed.
Absolutely. Also, I just remembered Tom is our champion. He hasn't been here in a while. I think we should put in the, you know how they used to have like the 30-day rule. You know, if you didn't defend your title in a month, you know, you would get vacated of the title. I think we need to do that for Tom. He hasn't been here the last 3 shows.
I talked to Tom. Well, Acefield wasn't here.
Yeah, but Acefield made for good TV. Like,
he was in the comments.
Tom doesn't even bring the title on his shows.
Yeah,
breaking
kayfabe. He's not
like,
in the comments.
I think. He's in the comments. You know,
Tom was gambling tonight.
Tom's been playing baccarat on the title.
So he's actually at the casino tonight. So,
hey Tom, don't even think about putting that title on the line.
He'll be here next.
Think about putting that title.
I'm almost gonna take my stipulation off that I'm like leaving.
No,
RAWDOWN.
Don't start backtracking.
No, no. Tom hasn't been here the last few weeks. I think I'm gonna take my stipulation off.
Pussy.
Hey, listen. Tom's not been here. Maybe those comments should be at him. I'm just saying. Just saying.
As far as Marco goes, you're not touching it. You're touching silver medal again.
Yeah, you're just gonna sit there.
Silver medal. No, not this time.
Bottom of the screen. No title.
No, not this time. No more shenanigans. All right.
Ace is here every week, says Ace. I'm here every week. Thankfully, you are fake champion, but you have been here a while, so we thank you for making the RAWDOWN a little bit more entertaining, but we take the bulk of that pride. So I take most of the bulk of that pride, I must say, but these guys help. With that being said, it is time to ask the age-old question.
Who won the week?
Smackdown.
Smackdown?
Yeah.
I did not watch Smackdown. I was at Invictus Pro Wrestling, which you can catch on IWTV. Takeover versus SDP was a phenomenal show, but I will also go with Smackdown because
Hey, you ever heard of DVR?
I have heard of DVR, but my TV is weird. It's like an Amazon Fire TV, so I can't DVR it.
It sounds like the Kevin Hart. Well, see, I got a checking and a savings. I got to put all my money in the savings, so I got to transfer from savings to checking.
Listen, if I know the results, I don't even feel like I need to go back and watch it.
Oh my God, you're terrible.
Hey, we've been going 90 minutes of me talking, and I hadn't even watched one show and half of another show. So I think we're doing pretty good.
God, you call you
fake it till you make it, pal. Fake it till you make it.
Thank God we watch it, right, Marco?
Yeah, no, right? Jeez.
No, I did watch most of. No, I watched all of Raw actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I watched all of Raw.
You're halfway there.
The Cody countdown.
You're halfway there.
That's the most important.
We need a countdown for one of us. Like one of us should be away for like an hour. Then we have like the Marco countdown.
It should be you.
Comes on at like the 9 o'clock.
You should be away the whole show. Just let me and Marco run and do it.
Hey, pal, go right ahead. I will happily take a vacation.
Don't give him an out, dude.
We should bring on the caller from the Call the Tavern. He should be or she.
No, I don't. No, I'm good.
That'll make for good content. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know how to spell champagne?
Talk about the occult world and magic.
I like Harry Twatter.
You haggle. What did he call us?
Muggles.
Muggles.
He called us Maggle. If you build a sports entertainer from the ground up,
if you build a commentator ground up, and it's gonna look like Michael Cole.
If you build a Mago from the ground up, Mago.
Oh man, you think a guy like
God, it's late. It is late. We gotta. So we're all in agreement. It's SmackDown.
SmackDown.
1000%.
It is SmackDown. So it has been decided. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, yo.
it's time. It's time to end the show. Folks, let's do a little bit of plugging. And let's do it with some music behind it. J-Bone, where are we finding Coming Down the Aisle this week?
Coming down the aisle, pod.com. I've got fantastic guests this week. You're not going to want to miss it. I got Mr. Joe Shoes. If you're part of the Major Pod family, you may know him. He's a hilarious dude. By far, he drops the best comment I've ever heard. Not those shoes.
Those shoes?
It's perfect. We watch Hercules versus Haku from WrestleMania 5, and he makes it entertaining as hell. Not gonna want to miss it. I'm gonna also start putting up the interviews on YouTube, so if you want to check those out, I'll shortly. I'll have my interview with Jack Tomlinson from last week. And of course, like I said, follow me, Coming Down the Aisle pod.com, Coming Down the Aisle on Instagram, _aisle on the Twitter machine.
Twitter machine. You're stealing Marco's gimmick here.
My bad.
right? What the hell, dude?
Look at him.
I've said that for years. I'm sorry.
That is
Sorry.
true.
Marco, where are we finding the Chick Foley show?
You are finding us actually this week. We'll be we'll be recording our AEW
Guess
Double or
who's
Nothing
back?
preview episode.
Back cooking.
And then obviously we'll
Marco's
talk any
back.
figure news and all that stuff that's happened throughout the time that we haven't been together, which has been a while.
Well, there hasn't been that much figure news. So we're not missing that much.
True that. Yeah, that is actually true. But yeah, other than that, obviously you can catch me on the Twitter machine at Chick Foley Show. You can go to IG, follow Sheena at Chick Foley, get all the updates there. Pod Foundation on IG, get all the updates on every single show that's happening under the Pod Foundation umbrella, which is obviously the Chick Foley Show, Turnbuckle Tavern, Coming Down the Aisle, and many, many more, because it's so many shows under the Pod Foundation umbrella. ChickFoleyShow.com, join the group. Greatest collection of individuals on God's green earth. Come join us. It's fun. Chick Foley shop. Buy some merch. And that's all I have.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
And you can find me over at the Independent Epicenter. You can follow me on Instagram at Independent Epicenter, on Twitter at Indie Epicenter. That is INDIE. Right? Yeah. Also follow Invictus Pro Wrestling on all of their social medias. They have a great show coming up on June 4th, I believe that says. Yep, June 4th. United We Fight. It is a collaboration show between Invictus Pro and a company called Test of Strength Wrestling. So they are going to have a kind of merger show going on June 4th. Should be a really great show. They have a lot of great names like Cashflow, Ken Broadway, Ichiban, Big Game Leroy. You're going to see a social media championship defense. It's going to be a fun show overall. I can't make it because it is in Connecticut, but if you're in the area, definitely check it out. And check it out on IWTV because they do some amazing stuff. Plus, I'll be coming out with a video next week to hype up the show. Also, we just dropped a video for We Are Wrestling that is posted on their social medias. They had their show this past Sunday where they had One Step Closer, which saw Jay Lethal in action. So a really great show there. Other names like Trisha Dora, O'Shea Edwards. A lot of really good names. So definitely check out their show. A lot of really good independent wrestling companies out in New York and across the nation, but especially the New York scene is booming. So go ahead and check that out. But with all of that out of the way, folks, thank you so much for watching tonight's show. Let me do just some quick plug-in of the tavern. We're not going to take up much of your time, but I do just want to call out the fact that you can find the Turnbuckle Tavern on all of these platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pro Wrestling Tees, and Teespring. You can get our merch over at ProWrestlingTees.com. That's the wrong one. ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern, as well as the TurnbuckleTavern.com. That is the number one source to go through all of our, support all of our platforms. That is the TurnbuckleTavern.com. Join the community, support any way you can. It goes a long way. And thank you very much, Acefield. Young ASC in the building. I don't know if I should have. I put the answer ASC tonight. I put young, but that might be the branding going forward.
There you go.
Little name change. But folks, that's going to be it from us. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, Hell in a Cell predictions. Hopefully, we'll be getting Tom on next week's show. If not,
he'll be back. He'll be here.
We're gonna have to vacate that title if he's not here.
I absolutely agree with that. If he's not here, he's done.
But he will be here. I will make sure that he's here. Thank you, folks, for watching. It's been a great episode.
Also,
and as always,
before we go, don't forget check out Hanging at the Tavern this Thursday.
Oh
night.
Yes,
Hanging at the Tavern, and also this Saturday, Fig Night, will be actually in the afternoon. Mike Bellcaster and my boy Hawk.
Is Hawk going to be on it? I don't know if I think it's just Mike.
I don't know.
He'll go on Toy Night.
He'll go to Toy Night. But they're gonna be out there. You'll never know who pops up. So check out
having a blast.
Fig Night this Saturday. So
it's gonna be a good time.
Yep.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week for Hell in a Cell predictions. But until then, take care. Spiky hair. Woo woo woo.
Okay.
You know it.